Hey, you. Yes, I'm talking to you. You deserve a break. Enjoy a moment of indulgence. It's time for Zanna Coffee. Guilt-free pleasure. Zanna Coffee is the organic coffee to amplify your senses and enhance love for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Only the best organic and GMO-free coffee beans from around the world that I selected. Zanna Coffee brings you happiness in every cup. Fair trade certified, sustainable organic coffee. That means we do not use slaves. Free Zanna songs with every coffee bag. Find Zanna Coffee at www.zannacoffee.com www.zannacoffee.com. Get your coffee bag now. Don't be cheap. Life is too short and you deserve the best. Zanna Coffee.
Here we go, guys and girls. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna on K-Talks 1340 AM and on United States.FM network. Final hour. The hour about love. And I tell you, one of the things I like in this hour, that this is also, or maybe no, this is especially your show. You know, I love to have these names, guests, like, famous people, book authors, NSA whistleblower, William Beanie. Oh, that's fine. That's great. But the real difference, how we're going to change this country, is going to be with regular people like me, people like you, average guys, okay, and girls, who try to make, let's say, beyond the average things. Or at least we try to be exceptional. Exception means that we go beyond what normally our daily life. Everybody of us has the regular daily life. We need to take care of ourselves, our family, paying bills, stuff like that. That's great. That's the first step. But then we try to do a little bit extra. And that's why I'm on the air. Because I'm trying just to share what I can, what I learn, and try to get more people involved. And more important, to give you the microphone. And when I see, out there, people that I never met, and maybe I don't know if I'm going to ever meet you. Some of them, guys, some of you, you're like completely on the other side of the world. I have friends now who listening to the show from Australia, New Zealand, Scotland, as I said, Germany, Denmark, Sweden. The point is, we become, at least for me, you become my brother, my sister. If you believe in freedom, if you believe that every human being should never bow down to another human being, and we're here, of course, as Americans, I really believe we have an edge. We have the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, and the Constitution. Maybe not perfect, but guess what? It's the best document created in any type of society. In 5,000 years of history, if you read history, and I love history, look at all other civilizations. Look at all other countries. What we have, what our founding fathers and the framers left us with this piece of documents supposed to restrain the government. Not to give us rights, to restrain the government. And then, of course, the Bill of Rights doesn't give us rights, enumerates the rights. And the Declaration of Independence reminds us who we are. The government is created not to rule us, but we created the government. The people always have the right to change government if they want to. So there's so much different from any other part of the world that I feel blessed that I had the chance to become an American. But I tell you, that's the idea. That's why I want to say many other people out there, maybe they're not, for example, living in America. And I say that's fine. I believe though every human being is supposed to have these basic human rights that they are enumerated in the Bill of Rights. I wish everybody around the world had the opportunity to have the Second Amendment, to have their First Amendment, to have their Fourth Amendment. Unfortunately, we know that's not happening in many other parts. So what can we do? Maybe inspire others, maybe remind us what we had, because ourselves, we lost a lot. We lost because we let it go. Because right now, the last 30, 40 years of unconstitutional legislation, even more. Look, for example, 1913, we start really to get slapped pretty hard there. But that's another story. Now, let me bring this gentleman that I never met, but I've been, he found me through Facebook. And of course, I heard that he listened to the show. His name is Al from Prescott, Arizona. Not that far from me. I like Prescott, by the way. It's a nice area. Very nice also. I like the mountains around. It's kind of, hills. Not exactly mountains. Beautiful place. And there is also a great gun shop. J&G Sales. I used to buy tons of guns there. Anyway, Al, are you there?
I am here.
How are you, Al, first of all? How's it going with you in Prescott?
Oh, everything is going good here up in Prescott, Arizona. We've been having a little bit of rain, had some snow, and it's going good up here. Good town.
Very good. I always like to know how, this station, after all, K Talks is a local station and broadcasting from Needles and, of course, reaches Mojave County, part of Mojave County, and, of course, also the part of Laughlin. But for sure, it doesn't arrive down to Prescott, Arizona. How did you find Love, Guns, and Freedom all the way down there?
Well, I've always been a radio listener. I love listening to talk radio, and I use an app called TuneIn Radio. And KTOX is a station that has a couple other radio shows that I'm interested in. And one Sunday, I was going through my TuneIn Radio app, and I discovered something that said "Love, Guns, and Freedom." I was like, "Well, what's this?" So I clicked on it. I heard you talking, and I was like, "Well, let's listen to this guy. Let's see what he has to say." And your message really, resonated with me. A lot of the, you say a lot of the things I believe in, and a lot of things I feel, and all that stuff. So I found them using the TuneIn Radio app.
Okay, great. I didn't know that. That is pretty amazing. I need to learn more about this stuff. I'm kind of, whatever happens, I have no idea. I got people like you that just, pop out of the blue. I have no even how you found, and that's great to know how the show is found, because it's very important also to learn how to share it. Listen, first of all, I'm glad that you're my Facebook friend, and I learned a little bit about you, about reading your pages, but there is something that really caught my attention when you were exchanging different type of instant messages. You do something that I found fascinating in its simplicity, and also in the idea that there is so much power in that simple, let's say, act that you do. Let me explain to the people. You go around, or you walk around sometimes with a copy of your Constitution, I guess, and do exactly what? Tell me exactly what you do. I want to be sure that I don't mistake that. What are you doing with this Constitution?
Well, okay. Well, we can. This got started back with the original Bundy Ranch standoff. That's when I'm aware of Clive Bundy and his sons and the family and all that. Mm-hmm. And I noticed they were constitutions like in their shirt pockets sticking out. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's a pretty good way to, maybe raise some awareness about, the document that keeps us all free. So, I decided to, I went out and I bought me a pocket constitution, and I decided to, to raise, to kind of like, support the Bundys and all that. I decided to, wear the Constitution on my shirt, and inside my pocket. And I'd go around and just conduct my normal business. Well, what happened was fascinating. I didn't really think that, how do I say this? I didn't really think people would notice, or I would draw any attention, mm-hmm. But I noticed people looked at me different. And I'm not just young people, old people, but especially like older people would like, give me just different looks. And I started talking to them. I was like, well, hello, how's it going? And one lady in particular, when I was at a big box store, I'm not going to say the name, I'm at a big box store, and mm-hmm. This lady looks at me and she says, why are you carrying that? I'm like, well, it's the Constitution. She says, I know it's the Constitution. She said, I'm like, and then she walked off, and I was stunned. I was like, I couldn't believe that the Constitution upset somebody.
Upset? Well, let me understand. She was upset about your Constitution?
She was upset that I had this Constitution with me.
Why?
So,
can I ask you why? I mean, I would ask, excuse me, ma'am, why? What am I doing? It's like, what's
that's what I tried to ask her. I tried to ask her. I tried to see what was going on, and she just stormed off from me.
Wow.
And I was like, huh.
How old this lady? How old this lady was? I'm just curious.
She looked to be about 58 years old, at least 55, 58, maybe 60.
Wow. So this is interesting.
Something similar happened with
Go ahead.
Something similar happened with a couple other people as well. So I started. So what I did, I wanted to do something. I wanted to go where younger people were. So I went to another store where it would attract more of a, I guess what you would call a hip crowd, more of a younger crowd. So, they sell electronics and all that stuff. So I went over there wearing my Constitution, and this time I was purposely speaking to people. Hey, how you doing? And this and that. Hey, what do you know about the Constitution? I started talking to young people about it, And the response that I got from young people were, well, we really, most of the young people I spoke with really didn't know anything about it, didn't want to talk about it. And then I had a young friend a young friend of mine told me, well, that's such a weird thing to do, to go around talking to people about the Constitution.
You know what? I think what you're doing is great. I tell you why. And you prove the point, because that lady that out of the blue, like you were having, I don't know, holy water or spreading, somebody's calling already, spreading holy water and the garlic on them. That's kind of amazing, the fact that they got upset, because probably people, we don't know anymore what is the Constitution. What do you think?
I think you're exactly right. So what I would do, I started talking to people, and what I discovered is, as long as, these people, as long as they had their TV, their sports, as long as they were, as long as they had their entertainment, they were happy. And I started going to the town square in Prescott, where, you can meet everybody. And, I'd strike up a conversation. I'm not really pushy with people. I'd strike up a conversation. How's it going? So, and I asked them how they feel about the state of freedom and the state of liberty in the United States. Did they feel it was getting better, getting worse? And people said, no, we can do whatever I've had people tell me they were happy because they can do whatever they want. They can buy a car, they can go to work, they can go to the movies, they go out to eat. Times are okay. And I said to myself, wow, this is what people think freedom is. People think freedom is the ability to, play video games, look at the sports, look at porno.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that's not freedom. That's you being a slave because you don't know what your rights are.
Yeah, no, this is important. Let me tell you why I think what you do is so important. First of all, it's something simple. Anybody can do, okay? And we have so much power that sometimes they want us make us forget. As individuals, we have so much opportunity to inspire others, to educate others, just even during our regular day. We don't need to become broadcasters or TV personalities or actors or anything. You can change. I don't even want to say change, because I don't like to change. I like to, let's say, inspire others, okay? And I want people to change themselves from within. You show them who you are, your beliefs, and more important, you try to educate with facts. For example, you know very well there is a plan. It's not even a plan. It's a conspiracy against this country to completely, and it's not just against this country. It's about every country, every sovereign country, to completely forget the history, forget the heritage, forget who we are, to mold in a new blob, okay, called global government. Why they trying to destroy our constitution? Why? Because they know very well this constitution is so unique. Go ahead. Why do you think they want to try to destroy our constitution?
The reason is simple, because if you make people like forget about or not think about our founding principles, our founding fathers, and the founding document that keeps us free, people are more easy it's easier to control people. And that's how they go about doing this. So they want people to be comfortable, like kind of, I guess you could say, fat. They want people to be fat and happy. They want people to be comfortable. So whenever they pass these different laws, people won't really notice. They'll think, hey, it's for the good. Like when they take away their fans, or when they, or just things in general, like things like that. When they go, just like with gun control, they're like, hey, the government will protect you. You don't need to protect yourself. Here, turn on your TV, watch some TV, or go play on your phone, play your video game. That's the advantage of keeping people dumb. Because when you keep people dumb, they won't want to take care of themselves. They don't know how to plant a garden. They don't know how to do different things.
Exactly. And very important something. Our constitution, and I tell you, me coming from another country, and not just Italy, all over Europe is the same, okay? Comparing the American Constitution, the United States Constitution, with any other country constitution, at least especially speaking for Europe, okay? There is a huge difference. The difference is, first of all, government in the rest of the world, it's pretty much the authority granting you privileges, okay? The Constitution, our Constitution is to constrain government, and the addendum called the Bill of Rights is to remind the government that we have rights, not because given by the government, but because we had rights the moment we were born as human beings, period. And I give you an example. in America, right now in the United States, even with all these fascistic laws that they did the last at least 20 years, from the Patriot Act 1, Patriot Act 2, Military Commission Act. I mean, we got a lot of bad stuff. National Defense Authorization Act 2012. The president can declare anybody suspected to be a terrorist, no due process, you disappear. Bang. This stuff, it's out of a bad book. But the point is still, regardless, they can try whatever they want. We have it as a natural born, as Americans, but also if you are not an American, the moment that you are here on this country, our constitution is for everybody. And my point is this. In Italy, for example, just for, let's say, half of the things we talk on this show, that we may agree or don't agree, that's not the point. We may be prosecuted legally, criminally, financially. We could be, oh my God, you have no idea. Just because I want to say the Italian president, okay, is a jackass. Bang, I could spend 5 years in jail. Okay, I can say here, Obama, it is not a jackass, because jackass is offending the jackass. It's worse than a jackass. We can say things that we believe as freedom of speech that I don't need to ask for a permission. And that's many, many other things. So this is amazing what we have and what we had, because some stuff we let it go. And that's why I think it's important what you're doing, because you go out there and you remind people, please read this document. There are not many words. I think there are like 5,000 words. It's a small document. Everybody can read it. It was written in a way that even the simple man like me with an accent, with no real English, education, I can understand it. And that's what they're trying to make us afraid of, the word Constitution. Are you familiar that there was an FBI pamphlet called, if you encounter any of the following, call the Joint Terrorism Task Force, those of Christian identity, those who make numerous references to the U.S. Constitution, those who are defenders of the United States Constitution. This is a pamphlet produced by our tax dollar, by the FBI during the late 90s, and of course there are other different documents the last 15 years. This is scary. Just because you are somebody talking about the Constitution now, they label you as a potential domestic terrorist. Are you aware of those documents from the government?
Yes, and that's another thing too. It's another thing I wanted to bring up to you. That our government and our society alike. If you go around telling people, hey, the Constitution, you're talking about the Constitution, you're spreading awareness about liberty and freedom, you get labeled the weirdo because you're not conforming to the new globalist vision of what they want. Mm-hmm. You're not conforming to this thing of being like, a trendy little slave. They want you to, just to conform. And part of being an American is having freedom, and having freedom is not conforming.
Exactly.
That's part of being an American. Is not conforming. You don't just sit around and just wait for someone to come around and, kick you in the butt and then you don't do nothing about it. That's why whenever they have these mass shootings around the country, you get people, the government wants you to hide under the desk, or they want you to hide in the closet. No, you're supposed to fight back.
Exactly. No, this is so important. You already inspire me. And I tell you, whenever you go around, we can inspire each other. I think it's so powerful what you did. People may say, oh my God, they just walk you with the Constitution. Guess what? First of all, you walk with something that hopefully you have a chance to read it. Because every time you read it, you learn something or you remember something that, it's still something that we need to. How can we know that we have rights if we do not know our rights? So this is so important, because then when we see our politicians, how they behave, how many times they betray their oath of office, presidents, congressmen, senators, or even local politicians, or anybody that takes an oath to defend and uphold that Constitution, even our peace officers, our police. You're going to start to say, wait a second, you're supposed to, uphold this Constitution and the Bill of Rights, of course, our laws, but the supreme law of the land, it's our Constitution. And you cannot just start, enforce laws that they are against our principles of our Constitution. So it's so important for a practical aspect to learn the Constitution, to carry it with us and share it. Because I tell you, I believe
you're exactly right. I've also, not only do I hand out the Constitution or talk to the Constitution to people, I've handed out constitutions and I've confronted police officers and I tell police officers,
wow,
your job is to uphold the principles of this Constitution. I'm a constitutional activist, And that's one thing that I do. As I go to these the town halls, the city meetings. You know, I'm active in my community, and I say, hey, you got to make sure that we're going by this, because we can. Some people like it, and some people don't. Some police officers don't like me to do that with them. I'm like, hey, how's it going? You know, thank you for what you do. Hey, are you aware of the Constitution? What's going on here? Are you upholding, people's constitutional rights? That's your job, and that's what I tell them straight up. Some of them say yes, they're cool about it. Other, they're like, oh, whatever, get away from me. They don't want nothing to do with it. But oh well.
No, I think this is great, seriously, because people say, "Oh, what can I do? What can I do? I'm just a regular guy." And guess what? You can probably, I think, you can buy this pocket constitution on different websites for really like $1 a piece.
Go to Amazon. You go to Amazon and get a whole package of them. And what people need to do is get out of the house, because this might sound like a conspiracy, but have you noticed everybody's at home on Facebook? Everybody's at home watching TV. Everybody's locked up in the bedroom on the computer. No, people need to get out and talk with each other. You need to learn who your neighbors are. You need to learn who the people in your community are. That's how you build strength.
Yes.
That's how people get strong, and then you build these. It's like building a militia. A militia can mean many different things, but you got to get people together, and that's how you form your militia. And a militia doesn't have to be people running around with guns and running drills. And a militia can be people that are standing together and standing up for liberty and freedom, and taking care of one another.
Exactly. You said you nail it down. It's so important. The most powerful weapon we have is knowledge and each other. The moment that we start to say, wait a second, for example, let's see, I want to have always an open mind. I always say, maybe some people out there, they are deceived and they are ignorant, like we are ignorant at some point. We're all ignorant at some point, and we always be a little bit ignorant because we cannot know everything. But the point is, for example, let's look at that lady that she was having a heart attack when she saw you at the library with the Constitution. I would like to say, I wish, if the person has an open mind and is not just an evil jackass, and maybe there is a way to communicate. Maybe there is a way, say, listen, what is the problem? Did you read the Constitution? What do you think is so bad about this Constitution? And maybe when you realize that regardless your political differences, left, right, whatever, we all here as human beings, and our desire is to be free. That's the first thing we should all have in common. And then we should start to realize we want to respect each other. So nobody's supposed to enforce, with violence or coercion, to try to get from others to give to others. And more important, what is the role of government? Is to boss us around or to serve us with the people? So when we get that conversation going and we educate each other, I think we have a chance to take this country back, because they try to separate us and they want to make us forget of our Constitution. That's why government, unfortunately, and I'm not talking for every government agents, because there are a lot of decent people out there, even in the federal government, that understand the Constitution. But unfortunately, their bosses, their leadership is proven that now they are afraid of people like us who believe in the Constitution, because we are pretty much the reminder that what they're doing, that what they've been doing the last at least 50, 60 years is completely an act of treason, in my opinion. When you have Congress or you have law enforcement or any type of agency out there that disregard the Constitution and they took an oath, all of them, everybody working for the government, they takes an oath to uphold the Constitution, but they just laugh at it. So I think that's important. We got to start to reach critical mass, sharing this with others. I want to give you the chance to say whatever you want about anything you want. This show is about freedom of speech. I give you the floor.
Yeah, and another thing too that I've noticed is, especially with the younger people that I've spoken with, because I've gone to Phoenix, I go to Albuquerque, and I do these things whenever I have vacation and whenever I have the time. I do this, and one thing that I've heard from younger people is they tell me all the time, well, the Constitution was not written for everybody; it was written for rich white people, and I have to explain to these people whether that is true or not. Here's the fact. The fact of the matter is, you've had a lot of people over the years who have fought for, civil rights for everybody, so we could all have equal rights. So as it stands right now, every American citizen has equal protection under the Constitution of the United States. And that's what has to be spread. Because right now, you got a lot of people old people too. Everyone's being brainwashed because they're thinking, oh, the Constitution, it's not right. It needs to be rewritten. The Second Amendment doesn't count, and freedom of speech. You're only supposed to have freedom of speech when you're not hurting nobody's feelings. Freedom of speech was created for seditious speech. Freedom of speech is not made for, oh yeah, well, I like you, you're a great person. No, freedom of speech was made for people to be able to talk and say whatever they need to say, no matter how bad it is.
Yeah,
so that's the major thing.
Exactly. And also another thing, when people say, oh, this Constitution was written by a bunch of white people who were slave owners, let me tell you something. This is very important. The whole world in history is always been, unfortunately, by, reality that slaves, they were even before America. Slaves, comes from the times of the Egyptians, and in England there were slaves. The Irish, they were the first slaves. The white slaves, Irish, they were slaves. So unfortunately, it's always been a fact that humanity has a very big problem. It's called whoever has to power may try to abuse that power. The point is what this Constitution has tried to do and is done for a moment successfully, at least to set the example, breaking from all the other realities of every other government. Because people may say, oh, America was made by all these white people. But let's look at that time, England, Italy, Germany, let's say every other country around the world. They all had this idea of this man or woman that you need to bow down. This idea that you are, after all, a subject. For the first time in history, we had a place, America, that said, wait a second, we are not subjects to anybody. We are here as a human beings. Nobody should bow down in front of anybody. People say, oh, but there is slavery. Yes, there was slavery. But guess what? Unfortunately, slavery was everywhere else. But the Declaration of Independence and the idea that they tried to create was the first direction, the right step to, this could be the first step in the right direction to say, wait a second, we will need to accomplish that goal. Maybe not today immediately, because of course the colonies, then they would never sign that agreement to create these United States if they say, wait a second, you cannot have any more slaves. Slaves, unfortunately, were everywhere. No, it wasn't just an American problem, it was a humanity problem. Okay, the Romans as slaves, the Egyptians as slaves, English, the Irish slaves, the Arabs, they started as slaves, the trade of slaves, they were brought by the Arabs, and they still have slaves today in 2017, people. So that's the reality. But America was trying
That's exactly right.
Try to create the first example. We got to stop this. All human are created equals, and we have rights. Don't come from the government, but come from God if you believe in God, or they are inside you the moment that you were born. That, for me, was the most powerful thing that motivated me to come to this country. It wasn't about the money, it wasn't about the business, or about anything else. It was the opportunity that finally I found a place on paper that we have this. And it's up to us to keep it alive and to take it back. That's the bottom line. That's the way you do it, like that, like yourself, And I tell you, I want to tell you, you inspire me now. I have a bunch of this Constitution hanging around the house. Guess what? I'm going to have always one in my pocket wherever I go. And if somebody gets irritated, it's called too bad. Somebody wants maybe have a conversation. If I have time, I like to talk about it. And I want to thank you for what you're doing now, really.
You're welcome.
Very good. Listen, Al, I want to, next time I come down to Prescott, I would like to come and meet you in person. Maybe we can have, coffee or beer or whatever you like. And
that'll be terrific. I love coffee. I love coffee. I'm even thinking of buying some of your Zanna coffee. That'll be terrific.
And I appreciate it. That's the way also we support the show, and we keep the show completely free. I don't need to go around begging for sponsors. Sometimes, when we talk about these things, you're crazy. Can't talk about that. Guess what? We are not crazy. We have freedom of speech, and that's why, because also we are economically independent. We create the products here. By the way, do you have a CCW permit? I'm just curious.
Yes, I do.
Perfect. And as I say, we live in Arizona, thank God. We don't need to have the permit from the government. But I always say, when you have the opportunity, there are 6 benefits, I believe, if you have a CCW. First of all, knowledge. That means at least you start to learn the laws, start to get educated about what you should do and what you cannot do. And more important, it's also if you want to buy a gun in Arizona that you can buy also privately without any type of NICS, background check. It's always a good thing, when you go to a shop, you don't need to wait for the overlords in Washington or wherever they are, the FBI phone lines. Guess what? You can go there, show your CCW, Arizona ID, and bang, you can buy a rifle or a gun like you buy a pair of shoes. So I like that benefit. Listen, Al, thank you very much for what you do, to be in touch with me, and to have to listen. I really appreciate what you're doing, okay?
Hey, it was an honor. It was really nice. You take care.
Thank you, Al. Okay, guys, this was Al from Prescott. As you see, you don't need to be a super famous person to do something or create, I don't know, even a website. You can be just yourself in public, meeting people, talking, try to, share what you know. That's the most powerful weapon. They want us to keep us silent. They want us, as you said, to keep us isolated in our rooms, watching the stupid TV, maybe spending so many hours on Facebook that probably our face is going to become square like the monitor of our computer. No, we got to get out, meet people, have fun, at the same time, exercise our rights. This is pretty much the spirit of the show. Love, Guns, and Freedom. Now, little break. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom final hour, and we have more news, and maybe I'm going to share with you also a little recipe. Don't go away. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca and Zanna.
Have you ever met someone on an online dating site and thought, wow, this guy is perfect for me, or she is simply amazing, only to find out they were hiding a deep, dark secret? They plan to vote for Hillary. FreedomLovers.us was created for singles who want to exchange ideas and a love for freedom. People who are looking for solutions to create and defend freedom in the real world, and at the same time, getting that once-in-a-lifetime chance to find their true soulmate. Whether you are interested in meeting your soulmate, making new friends, networking, or hanging out with that like-minded liberty lover, visit freedomlovers.us. It's the first free dating site and community. So patriots, don't waste your time with other dating sites. freedomlovers.us is the place where like-minded singles really click.
And we are back on the air. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca and Zanna. I would like to remind you, by the way, I didn't play in a while, freedomlovers.us. It's a website that I started and created completely free. Yes, it's an act of love. And it's a place where you can meet like-minded people. You do not need to go there just to date or to find girlfriends or boyfriends. Even if you're married or if you're, let's say, already engaged or whatever. You can go there and meet friends, okay? It's free. You can create a profile, upload your photos, videos, blogs. What is beautiful about that is created to somehow connect like-minded people. freedomlovers.us. 100% free. You don't even ask about your real name. You can put whatever name you want. I don't care. And of course, no credit cards, nothing. What is the angle, Luca? Why are you doing this? Guess what? That's the way I share whatever I can do, because I really like to create an idea that you can have like-minded people. They can go there and we can connect, maybe do business. You can network. You can share ideas. Maybe you can find each other, even friends. We need each other. As we were talking with Al, we need each other, like-minded people. At the end of the day, this world can be a very lonely place when you're surrounded by zombies. And I like to have a place that, we can have at least one thing in common. We respect each other and we believe in freedom. Simple as that. We do not need to agree on everything, of course. But at least we respect each other and we believe in personal freedoms. We are individuals, okay? Simple as that. And of course, then, in this way, I can also appreciate if you can support the show and promote the show. That's an idea, I give back to you guys, and hopefully you can help me out to promote the show, and also, of course, buy Zanna coffee. Don't forget that. Any other things I do. Now, a fun moment. This is the hour about our humanity, as I said. We talk about serious topics during the first and the second hour, and this is serious too. Because at the end of the day, if we do not relax at night, if we do not have a chance to reconnect with our feelings, with our humanity, it's not worth it. I mean, the Vikings say, we hump at night and we fight during the day. I'm not saying here to hump, but I'm saying here, let's have fun. Let's share love, okay? Of course, if you want to hump, it's up to you, okay? Nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying, let's have fun. Let's enjoy our humanity. That's the spirit also of the show. So, I do serenades. That's the little Italian part of me. I enjoy singing under the shower, and I also enjoy singing for friends. And of course, also I do this on the air. So now I just spoke with Al, my guest from Prescott, Arizona, who really interesting guy. We had a few minutes before. And now I say, you know what, Al, I like you, man. I like what you do, and I like to give a little gift to your lady. I know the guy is married, and he has a woman, a lady, a wife, and I'm gonna call her now, and I'm gonna surprise her with a serenade, one of these completely corny Italian serenades. Okay, just because I hope she's gonna be happy. Just because Al, hire me. And of course, I'm doing for free. But the point is, like the old times, under the windows of the woman and the man behind, say, hire the serenader. And I'm here, the professional serenader, singing for your lady. By the way, if you want to do that to your lady or your man or whatever, I don't care. I'll do it for you anywhere in the world. Yes, on Love, Guns, and Freedom. The normal we talk about very serious stuff. Luca Zanna also will serenade for you any person you like in the world for free. Now, let me call Prescott, Arizona. This lady, lucky lady, she has a very nice guy. In my opinion, is a very interesting guy, Al. And I'm calling her right now. Let's see. Let's see if we can surprise her. Her name is Belinda. Hopefully she doesn't hang up. Thinks that I'm a telemarketer from Italy. Belinda, don't hang up.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. This is Luca Zanna from the radio show Love, Guns, and Freedom. I'm trying to reach Belinda.
Hi, this is her.
Hi, Belinda. How
are you doing?
Pretty good. Guess what? I am the Italian serenader in this situation, and I have a special serenade for you with a special message. And I'm not just doing this because I'm crazy, but your beautiful husband, Al, send me to you. So you ready for the Kleenex moment? Are you sitting down?
Yeah.
Sit down, please. I want you comfortable, okay? I want to be sure you understand
Okay.
this man really loves you. First of all, Al told me, Belinda, I love you till the last day of my life. Bang. Did you hear that part? The bang. I mean, this is serious. It's a very serious love message. He loves you to death.
Okay.
Okay, right there, I want to hear the tears coming down from your eyes. Okay, number one. Number two, we have this very heartbreaking serenade I will right now perform live for you, dedicated to you by your husband, Al.
Okay.
So, enjoy the moment. It's all for you, by Al. The song I'm going to sing for you, just to let you know, it's called Parla più piano. That is the original theme in Italian, of course, of the Godfather theme. So, but now you will listen, and then I will give you also the translation after. But now let's not ruin the moment. Let's just sing it, okay? Stay there.
Okay.
Parla più piano, dedicated to Belinda by her husband, Al. To Belinda. Parla più piano e nessuno sentirà. Il nostro amore lo viviamo io e te. Nessuno sa la verità, nemmeno il cielo che ci guarda da lassù. Parla più piano, vieni più vicino a me. Voglio sentire gli occhi miei dentro di te. Nessuno sa la verità. È un grande amore e mai più grande esisterà. Insieme a te io resterò. Oh dear Belinda, you are my love. You are listening to Love, Guns and Freedom. And I am Luca Zanna your special host, Belinda. This is the final proof that Al really loves you. Think about it. How many men will get a serenade from Italy just
was
for
beautiful.
you on the air? All right, let me stop this. Let me get there. Okay, Belinda, hopefully you didn't cry too much, but let me stop this music. Okay, here we go. First of all, any message for Al?
I love him very much also, and I'm glad he's in my life.
Now I'm crying.
Without him, I don't know. There's just so many things I could express, but I mean, I'm just glad he's a part of my life.
That's good. That's really good. I always say, this is the most important thing we have. It's love and humanity. At the end of the day, we go out, we work, we fight, we try to do our activism. But at the end of the day, we come back home, we got our families, we got the people that we love, and that's what makes the difference. That's why we're doing all this. And that's why it's important we reconnect with our love and also have a little fun. That's also the idea, We want to be serious, we are serious. But at the end of the day, we have to enjoy life. And I'm glad that I had a chance to serve you with this serenade and to share this message from your husband, okay?
Thank you. And, I'm really glad I got to talk with you because he talks to you. I mean, he talks about you all the time.
Wow, that's nice.
And
hopefully you're not
showed me
jealous. Hopefully you're not jealous, Belinda. Let me translate this serenade for you. And I like also to give the translation. Otherwise people think, what the hell is talking about? This Godfather song must be about probably mobsters. No, it's about a love song. It's called Parla più piano.
Yeah.
Parla softer, parla like not too loud. Parla più piano e nessuno sentirà. Parla little softer and nobody will listen. Our love lo viviamo io e te. We live our love, just me and you. Nobody knows the truth. Nobody sa la verità. Nemmeno il cielo che ci guarda da lassù. Neither, not even the sky, who is watching us from above, knows the truth. Parla più piano e vieni più vicino a me. Parla softer and come closer to me. Voglio sentire gli occhi miei dentro di te. I want to feel my eyes inside you. Nessuno sa la verità. Nobody knows the truth. E un grande amore è mai più grande esisterà. And never a love bigger than this will ever exist. That was Parla più piano, somehow performed by myself. And Belinda, I want to give you a hug to you and your husband, okay?
Oh, wow. That is beautiful. I mean, the wording is just beautiful. And it's true, like you said, when people hear that song, you think of, right away you think of the Italian mobsters and the gangs and stuff. It doesn't give you the translation like you just said.
Very good.
And now just hearing you say the translation, it's like, wow, that just blew me away.
It's a love song. People sometimes they think it's a Godfather theme. No, it's a love song. It's a very passionate love song. And listen, I want to say, maybe next time I will deliver a serenade to Al dedicated by you, okay? Maybe we can exchange roles next time.
Yeah.
Let's do that, okay?
Well, we'll have to see what, when we get a chance, we'll have to come down and visit you.
That would be very nice. I make pretty decent pasta, and right now I'm kind of in a little bit of a moving things, but let's be in touch, and I hope to see you soon. We don't live that far. We're in the same state, just a couple hours away, and I'm proud to call you brothers and sister, okay? Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Luca.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye. And that was Belinda. And, this is exactly what I like about this show, I like to find you. You find me. We find each other. This is about, reconnecting humanity. We are like lost souls around this world. And we know that somehow, even we live in different parts of the world, even maybe we may speak different languages, even maybe we have different accents, doesn't matter. When you have that sparkle inside you, that you love life, that you love freedom, that you respect each other as human beings, we are brothers and sisters. That's the idea. That's why I don't want to call myself right-wing or left-wing, libertarian, Republican. No, I'm here as a human being, and more important, I'm an American who believes in freedom. And I embrace any other human beings around the world as the same love for freedom and respecting the other's individuality. That's the bottom line. That's the spirit of the show. I know I hate when people say, oh, you must be a right-wing, man. No, I'm not right or left. I'm here And all I want that you respect me, I respect you. I don't force my beliefs on you. Please don't force your beliefs on me. At the same time, let's enjoy life. Everything is important. Yes, politics is very important. Let me tell you about politics, why it's so important. I have a friend, a lady, who told me, Luca, I don't want to get involved into politics. You already are involved into politics the moment that you are born, you like it or not. The point is, politics is just an expression of how you're going to be able to preserve the fruit of your labor, without being extorted too much by a government. Politics means the way you can raise your kids without interference from, let's say, a government. Politics means the way you can be living free or not, how many rights you can retain and exercise or not, what type of quality of life you have. That's politics. All this happens under the politics. Okay, it's a way that society controls other human beings. They get together and they elect people that they think they have the type of authority to create laws to rule others. There is a point, I believe in small government. That's true. We need to have a little bit of government, otherwise it would be complete anarchy. And maybe sometimes I tell you, if I compare what we have right now in anarchy, I used to laugh people when I say, I'm an anarchist. Maybe, maybe they're not that wrong, because what we have now is complete tyranny. Believe it or not, we are under, people may say we are not that bad. Guess what? We are pretty bad. $20 trillion in debt, complete destruction of our Bill of Rights, wars after wars, unconstitutional wars. Living almost in a police state after all these years. Yeah. Really, what is doing for you, the federal government? Anything good? Maybe we'd be better with just the local governments, but that's another story. My point is this, we want to try to respect each other, and politics is the way that if you don't get involved, evil people will rule you. That's the bottom line. So when you say, I don't want to get involved in politics, it's up to you. You may say, I don't want to just try to defend myself, or you want to try to defend yourself. And I think the way to engage these bastards, these wannabe tyrants, is be involved into politics. So that's why you got to vote. More important, why you got to be part of your local government, even just as a presence, and be vocal, polite. I always say respectfully, and it means that, we don't use violence, but we use our First Amendment without any type of shyness. Okay? You should be proud to be in America, because you can exercise the First Amendment differently from many other parts of the world that you cannot, unfortunately, have that right. So that's the story. So yes, let's enjoy life, and let's also get involved into politics in a fun way. Now, let me have another little break, and then we will conclude this episode of Love, Guns, and Freedom. By the way, as I said, if you have a special person out there you would like to dedicate a serenade, guess what? Call me, go to lovegunsfreedom.com, and at the end you will find my email. Send me an email, say, Luca, can you play the serenade for me? Yes. All you need to have, give me a phone number, and we organize the time and day, and I'll surprise your beloved one, okay? Don't go away. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna. Ciao.
He's a songwriter, a poet, a rifleman,
I'm not afraid,
and a constitutional activist.
I'm not afraid,
Italian by birth,
I'm not afraid,
American by choice. Gianluca Zanna
I'm not afraid.
and his new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom. 16 powerful songs on one CD from the heart of a patriot. For download or to order the CD, go to www.lovegunsfreedom.com. That's www.lovegunsfreedom.com. Lyrics for your mind, music for your heart. Gianluca Zanna's new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom.
Okay, we are pretty much at the end. Oh, wait, guess what? I forgot the reverb. Anyway, we are at the end of today's Love, Guns, and Freedom. And I really tell you, this show starts to grow into me every week. Sometimes I really am tired, I must tell you. I don't share all my dramas, my life, my things. I do a lot of things. Many things, of course, I do them because I enjoy them. Sometimes I have to do things because I have to do it. So it's no, even if it's a 3 hours Sunday show, it takes it takes efforts, it takes love, and it takes time from, of course, other things I have to do. So it's an effort. It is not just, oh, let's just go down and start to blast around for 3 hours. No, I try to take pride when I come here. I try to bring you always the best news I can. But I tell you, it's also, I don't know how to explain to you, from a human point of view, it's a great sense of gratification to meet all these people, that I never had a chance to meet otherwise, to know each other, to find each other, and to learn from each other. Seriously. I mean, I'm not kidding when I say I learn from you, or I get inspired from you, or we inspire each other. I mean, I had the opportunity to meet incredible people on this show. People that probably they are completely from another type of cultural background, or, for example, I still remember, this great lady, from Denmark, talking about all these different type of traditions from North Europe. I mean, I'm really fascinated about this stuff, okay? Like, for example, Soren and people from around the parts of the world, and things that really I never had a chance to learn otherwise. So it's a great opportunity. And then, of course, look, Al, this guy from Prescott, next door to me, just reminding us, you don't need to be famous, you don't need to have a microphone, you don't need to be anything, just to be yourself. Don't be afraid to express yourself. Go out there and spread what you know. And what we know now here, it's one thing. There should be pretty much a common denominator to everybody. Our Bill of Rights. Let's start with that. Before even the Constitution, let's start with the Bill of Rights that belong to any human being. Okay? That's it. How can we divide each other? Unless you're completely, evil person out there, I don't think anybody really wants to say, no, you don't have freedom of speech, shut up. Or no, you don't have. Of course, there are people that they pick and choose what rights you should have, how much of your rights you should have, but that's another story. I think we really should get connected, destroying the barriers of party system when we start to look together at our Bill of Rights, and we use that as a foundation. Now, before I close, I want to say thank you for your support. I want to remind you I have an ebook out there on Amazon, Lyrics and Poems by Luca Zanna. It's my collection of more than 100 songs that I wrote and published since I came to America. I will play right now one of my songs, I'm Lost Into Your Eyes. This is the acoustic remake. The song originally was born as some sort of a dance format song, and I like this one even more. It's a acoustic guitar, and it's a love song. See, this is the hour about love. So please, if you want to support the show, you don't need to send me a check. No, go to Amazon.com, Lyrics and Poems, just $2.99. Probably not even the cheapest coffee out there in a Starbucks. And at that point, you can enjoy my songs, all the lyrics, all the poems, or at least some of the poems I wrote. And of course, some of my crazy ideas. That's my thoughts, my philosophy, put it this way. And at that point, I really appreciate you. That's all I can say. In this way, you can also support the show. Now, if you want to be on the show, I remind you, I would like to have you. Please, when you come on the show, you know the story. We talk about things that normally on other shows don't talk, or they are not allowed to talk. So, you're welcome. Between love, guns, and freedom, these are the topics. If you want to talk about Kardashian and football, I'm sorry, there are other stations can do that. But when it comes down to local, state, or federal government, your rights, our rights, and how to take our rights back, I want you on. If you want to talk about guns, please. Don't forget, by the way, we are going to have a class in Havasu City for CCW class. Exactly the 22nd of this month. So don't forget, go to azccw.us, azccw.us, Sunday the 22nd, and you will see the information. Talk to you later. Talk to you next Sunday, God's willing. You've been listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna. Ciao.
Lost into your eyes, I'm lost into baby, tonight. I'm lost into your eyes. I'm lost into your smile. I'm lost, baby. I'm lost, baby, tonight. When I look into your eyes, I feel so good, you make me fly. Another world, another time. Baby, you make me fly. Every time you give me a smile, you make me feel so fine. Every time, baby, baby, baby. But tonight, we're gonna fly. Lost into your eyes, I'm lost into your smile. I'm lost, baby, I'm lost, baby, tonight. Lost into your eyes, I'm lost into your smile. I'm lost, baby, I'm lost, baby, tonight. Making love under the stars. I breathe you in, you are my heart. We are two souls living as one. Then you tell